You are entering the world of Master Shaman PaLiChee with PaLiChee Healing. We discuss here the universe, enlightened shamanism, and our world, informing the misinformed. Warmest blessings, everyone. Come on in, especially for all of you guys that have been on with me before. You know where I'm coming from. Come on in. Come and join in with me today. We have a read. It's going to be a reading on, it's going to be a book read on the universal laws of mankind. So we're going to talk about that. Yo từ phong tớ na cú tao show. Một paper cho chỗ paper đành này là page nhá hồ nó yo. Paper cho chỗ page nhá cho hồ nó. Universal laws of mankind. Yo từ ý khó đó nêm lòng mà nó yo. Tiến đi là sắc cá xiên đó cú này nó lòng này nó ở bên ngay lù nhá cho hồ phong tớ universal laws of mankind. So we're going to be reading, doing a book read in chapter 1 of Universal Laws of Mankind. It's a memoir and shamanic aspect written by myself. And it's really about my experience as growing up. Okay, so let's get going on this. If you guys are just joining in with me, my planetary warriors, you guys know who you are. And then for those that are also joining in with me publicly, or if you guys have subscribed, if you haven't, go out and do that. If you've subscribed, thank you so much for your support all these years. For those of you that has been hanging on with me for a long time, I've been out here since 2009 and then 2011 more so from PaLiChee Healing. And so I'm just super excited to let you know about the book. For some of you that have been subscribed or following on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, you know where I'm coming from. It's the book that I had written and we had published it in November. And today I wanted to do a book read with you and just to kind of read this book, this first chapter with you. It's called The Discovery, the Law of Destiny. So for those of you that has gotten the book, thank you so much all for supporting me on this book journey. I know I have said that I'm writing the book. I'm writing the book. It's going to be out there. It's going to be out there. Now it's finally out there. So give me a Juju Chi for all of you that are on right now. We're going to do a small book read. Give me that Juju Chi. I'm just going to type that in if I can here. Type in Juju Chi. Give me those hearts and stars for good luck energy. Good luck energy. Hopefully I can do that. There we go. It was able to post. Okay, so this book has been, I have put a lot of sweat, tears, and blood, time and energy into this book. If you guys have read it, thank you so much. It is available on Amazon. I will link that in the description below. I believe that it's not in the link right now as we speak, but I'm going to actually put a QR code out there, right there. The QR code is on the screen. If you guys want to scan that and go take a look at the book on Amazon, of course. Thank you so much for joining in with me today. For all of you guys, the beautiful souls that are with me. I just wanted to read my dedications for those of you that hasn't read the book. I wanted to dedicate this book to the benevolent ones and benefactor who created me and watched over my existence, the great ancestors, honorable grandparents, compassionate late mother and father now above, all of my loving siblings, husband, and beautiful children, and those whom I exist to cross paths with this lifetime. Love is beyond all, because it is. Without love in my heart, it would be very difficult for me to have written and finished this book. I'm going to be skipping the acknowledgments and then why you should read the book. It is on Amazon. You can read the first few pages. And then that first page of chapter 1, it's called Discovery. I'm just going to show Discovery. Discovery. Chapter 1, The Law of Destiny. So for those of you that are joining in with me, we're going to do a book read from my memoir. It is a memoir of course, my life, the things that I've learned through my shamanic journey, through my shamanic illnesses, the different laws that I found that applied. I never really, thought that I would write this kind of a book. It was drawn to me in my vision through my spirit guides to write this book for those of you that are going through a similar journey as well. So here we go. Part 1 of Chapter 1, Discovery, the Law of Destiny. By looking back, we can look forward. I was led to discover my spiritual life journey through spirit messages, near-death situations, out-of-body experiences, and unexplainable events. I could recall as far back as the age of 2, I was told that I was a disciplined and well-rounded individual. And at the age of 7 or so, elders complimented that I could become a heartbreaker, believe it or not, with my attractive looks when I matured. I didn't know what that meant at the time, but I became a fairly disciplined daughter rather than using my looks to be a heartbreaker. I had empathy and enjoyed teaching others what I knew, such as baking, beauty, creative poem writing, dancing, and singing my voice out freely when I was alone. I also wanted to be an entrepreneur, and the list went on. So, what did I choose? At 14, I was very ambitious about success and began my first job as a summer school elementary teacher's assistant. I had a strong desire to advance my career, though I had a strong perception that something was superficial about living this dream. Since then, I worked most summers when I had a chance and held 2 part-time jobs as a receptionist and front desk clerk during my first year of college. At 21, I bought my first home for my husband and myself. I quietly questioned myself, Chi, what is your why? Back when I was anticipating my second child, I had plans to become a real estate agent and investor because I didn't want myself or my husband to have to work a 9 to 5, this type of job for the rest of our lives. After all, I loved him so much, as he and I are, as the Hmong proverb goes, "Nian go ca gai, jin dou ca nong." In translation, the first husband, the first wife, marriage. As in our custom, being married once holds very special importance, and I believe this virtuously in my marriage, so I strove the best that I could. I deviated often in deciding on the one thing that moved me. Since the age of 14, I figured I would continue climbing the corporate ladder until I hit a CFO role. Well, in my life, it took a turn at 17 when I got married, then again at 28 when I was on the verge of a divorce, and spiritual awakening that hit me all at once. It was loud and clear that my life wasn't going on the conventional route. Despite having already faced challenges in the first 4 years of marriage, in supporting my small family with only one income for several years, I managed to finish college and pass my real estate exam with flying colors. In the same year, I was pregnant with my 3rd child. Before I knew it, I was in pursuit of the conventional route, aiming to make myself, my parents, and others proud of my hard-earned degree. My degree led me to a career in corporate America, which at the time looked like success to me. And it was for what it was worth. As I moved into spiritual work, I found that uncovering past lives through channeling can be captivating. It is surreal at first, but I learned to trust my spirit's guidance and their process, therefore, in trusting myself. I unknowingly searched for a deeper understanding of my cultural identity and soul's origins in a way that was unconventional. When I did seek for answers, I was given more than an aha moment, but multiple moments of fascination and appreciation. A comparison of the things I loved and the things I don't really have an interest in has easily helped me to narrow down my passion. My willingness to listen to spiritual guidance to the path of accepting my purpose. I often asked myself if my purpose had anything to do with a skill set that I had gained in this or lifetimes before. I was interested in many career paths, and I felt I was inspired to try out different fields of work, from being a business owner, baker, to a marketing consultant, and a grade school teacher. But it's difficult to choose when you love to do lots of things, if you know what I mean. As a child, I encountered numerous instances where lingering feelings of sadness would arise from nowhere. Some might call it a childhood anxiety. Others might see it as the sensitivity of a gifted child. It all depended on the perspective. Reflecting on the past, these were moments of greatly influenced me as I contemplated the future state of the planet through somber visions. However, a major question that puzzled me: why did it seem like a gray cloud lingering above me? I was only a kid. I can still remember so vividly, one of my very first conscious mind experiences that happened at 2. And this was 2. I couldn't talk in full sentences then. I cried to my mom, pounding on the front door. I was on the verge of tears and threw a tantrum just because I really wanted to go outside. My mother was busy with her chores and taking care of my baby brother. I was on the verge of tears. My mother was busy, and so not being entirely at ease with the neighborhood we resided in, she didn't allow me to play outside. After a few moments, I began to cry so loud that she couldn't take it anymore. So she opened up the door and said, "Mu mu mu kia," which meant go, go then. She decided to let me play outside while she looked out the window. I immediately went to the sandy part of our partially bald lawn and played near the curb. As I played by myself in the yard, some huge black ants came crawling along. As I sat there, I sensed someone's presence, apart from my mother, at the window. It was in the back of my mind. However, I focused on trying to bury the 3 black ants who kept wiggling out in the pile of sand that I slowly let fall from the palm of my hand, like an hourglass. It was fascinating to see that regardless of how much the sand I let fall onto the ants, they were able to crawl out as if there was no barrier for them. I thought to myself, how are they doing this? Then I got to thinking, if only I could do that. But then my mind kept zoning me back to sensing that someone may be watching me from behind or above. So I looked over my left and my right shoulder, then at the sky once. I got goosebumps, stood up, released a pile of sand on top of the ants, and fled for the front of the door. I pounded the door with my 2-year-old fist, yelling at my mom to open it. She took a while and waved at me through the front window. I felt scared and annoyed that instead of opening the door, she teased me. Finally, the door popped open and she looked confused, wondering why I was in such a panic when there was nothing behind me. She laughed at me a while, I panicked and indicated to her that someone was around and could kidnap me. She pointed a finger at me, saying, "Will you go inside? Will you go outside again?" I cried and nodded, "No." Slowly walking into the foyer, I experienced relief and sensed something like that shielded around me. One night before bed, my tears fell silently when I overheard my parents arguing about their financial and marital problems in the new land of America. A little backstory. After the secret war, they migrated through a war zone in Laos, crossing the Mekong River by boat to Thailand, then traveled through its mountainous forests on foot. They came by flight to the United States from the refugee camps of Ban Vinai, Thailand. It challenged them with cultural changes, and language barriers, being new immigrants to America in 1979. I recall them chatting about not being able to be accepted in their new neighborhood, nor by their American sponsor, who took them in through a government program for refugees and later conned them of the sponsorship money by billing my parents the amount of the flight tickets. This felt odd to my parents, and they even asked my uncle to see if his sponsor billed him the same. But he said no. My parents, being the modest and passive individuals they were, forced themselves to save up a couple of years later just to pay back the sponsor lady who told them that she paid $658 out of pocket for our airfare to America. She made them feel guilty for even getting across the ocean. As I recall, in her tone of voice, as I stood there observing and listening in our cold living room. We learned later that the sponsor received government money and never told my parents the truth, nor treated them fairly. We found out that while my uncle's sponsor brought clothes and food for his family, ours brought us nothing except a piece of paper, which was the bill. This made me feel saddened and remorseful, especially later, having learned that they spent money every that they spent everything they had not only on themselves but on their younger siblings as well to make it across mountains, rivers, and dangerous military zones just to get to America. I'm going to stop there for tonight's read. This is in chapter 1 through page 15. So I'm going to stop on that page. What do you guys think so far? Comment down below. I want to hear it. Juju Chi for all of you. If you guys have shared, liked this, if you guys have followed, subscribed, and at least share it once tonight, I'm going to be throwing some free readings with my tarot cards after this call or after this talk. Juju Chi to West Lowick at Night Lotus Blossom. Somebody wrote in Japanese, Juju Chi to all of you. Good luck energies flowing in tonight. If you guys are in for it, you can let me know if you want a free reading. If you've shared, like, subscribe, go share this post, go share this video to those that could be interested. This was a read in chapter 1 from the Universal Laws of Mankind. We had stopped on page 15. We'll do some more reads in the coming days. I don't know when exactly, but I will call it out. If you guys have subscribed on YouTube and liked the post and hit that notification button, then you will see when I come out to do another read for the memoir. West Lowick says, there are many, many not so nice folks here. Sorry for your experience. Thoughts of healing and strength to you and yours. Yes, If they're not nice, it's okay. Let them go. We can have them they'll just, leave. Whoever's out there commenting, you're not nice, please leave. This is not for you, obviously, right? Just going to clear the energy. If you haven't been on with me before, this is a book read from my new book, Universal Laws of Mankind, right? Clearing out negative energies out there. And this is what they're going to get, right? And I'll give you my perspective on not nice folks, because they have a perception of who they're looking at a video, and they can only perceive as much as what their wisdom holds. So if their wisdom isn't holding too much, then they're going to perceive what they've learned in the past. What they've learned in the past is going to wrong them for the future, because for the future, they may have a hard lesson coming. That's all I'm going to say right now. If you're going to judge, then this is not your space, because here we don't allow judgments to prevail, especially the false or wrong judgments. Because you haven't learned too much, then you will judge a lot. Get that? If you haven't learned too much, you're going to start judging a lot, and that's going to get you in the wrong if it hasn't already, right? I'm going to pull out a card for you guys. Let's see here. What do we have? A card coming in here. I'm just going to pull out a tarot card. I call it the life cards. If you don't know me yet, I'm Master Shaman PaLiChee. And of course, here we go. Pulling up a card here. We've got the Star, the perfect card for tonight. For those of you that are wondering what we're doing here, we did a live book read on Chapter 1 of the Universal Laws of Mankind. If you don't know what that is, it's a memoir and shamanic aspect of myself, from myself. A book that took me a while to read, to write, and it is out there on Amazon. So go out there and check it out if you haven't already. The QR code is up there on this corner here. We've gotten the Star for a general read. Okay, a star, the Star card. This Star card reads like this. No matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, in this time, place, you are in the right place. You are doing the right thing. No matter what people say, no matter what people do what is right for you. Do what you believe that is going to be helping humanity. This card allows us to say that you need to believe. You need to let go of anything old that has held you back, that has pulled you back, many steps back, even though you've taken 1 to 2 steps forward and you feel like you're slower than everybody else. This is the time for you to step up to the plate, and you may take a moment to ponder. You may take a moment to meditate and contemplate. But when you get out of that moment, you will shine just like the stars above here. Those who judge, hasn't learned well, hasn't had illnesses enough, hasn't had hardships enough, and if they've had enough, they say, maybe it's not enough for them yet to come. That's why I say, though I am a humanitarian, and humanity is all about this, because we can't save everybody, because they need saving. When they need saving, they can be saved. When they don't need saving, they won't be saved. This is what's happening right now in our world. If you don't understand this and you continue to make judgments, to hate, to allow your negativity to continue to spread, then of course, it'll be very hard for you to be saved because you don't need saving. You're contributing to those who don't want to be saved. By whom? You may ask. Whoever it is that you think is your savior. It don't even matter. It doesn't. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be eye to eye. Really, you have a stomach that you need to feed yourself and other people that you love. You have a mouth that you still want to talk and you still want to either spread good words or negative words. If you're spreading negative words, then that's what you've been doing. And you will continue to do that all along until you get humbled down. And if you don't get humbled down, then I don't know what else it is that you still need karmically to learn. Right? So this time is the time for you to humble down if you haven't already. And for those of you that have said negative things, you are allowing the negativity through the wires, whatever they are, wherever they are. If you haven't heard of the radiation, right? Through these kind of wireless radio active waves or frequency, it will hurt you, harm you, and allow you, if you allow, it will lead you to the wrong direction or the direction that you will only take longer to learn, take way longer to accept who you are and why you're here on this planet. In the shamanic aspect, I like to say that my perspective on those who judge is that they've got so much more karma to burn. If they can't burn their karma, if they can't learn from their karma, and this is negative karma from past lives or this lifetime, if they can't learn from that, then it's going to be another lifetime to come, whether they become another human being or, and if they're lucky, they can become a human being, or they can become an insect or an animal to learn through their karmic cycle. If you don't know about karmic cycle, then go read up on it. I'm sure you can just look it up on ChatGPT, right? So for those that can't stand to see something different from what they've been indoctrinated to see in the past, then please do go and continue. Either you continue or you learn. So if you continue, then it will be good luck to you, because there is lots to learn. There is lots to run like a little rat in a cycling machine, like the ones that they experiment with. It's just like that in your karmic cycle. So if you don't want peace, then you're going to continue spreading negativity, judging others, being biased as much as you can, complaining, yet you haven't done much about it. And yet the ones that complain the most are the ones that haven't gotten the wisdom to just be more internal about their own perspective. I understand times are tough. I understand that the world around you isn't quiet. But you know, it's so much better when you can hold internally your peace, and when you can have peace no matter how loud the world goes, the world is, no matter how much war there is, you will have peace. Once you internalize what this is all about, this life is what I mean. Humanity, if you understand humanity, you will then understand what peace truly means. Because what it truly means is, if you can understand that you've been humbled down, and whoever your Savior is, it doesn't matter who it is. Because Jesus speaks, Buddha speaks, Allah speaks, whoever it is that we've known from whatever has indoctrinated us, human beings from ancient times ago, maybe even the Egyptian times, right? To the ancient emperor dynasty times, to even before that, in the Mesopotamia times, to Israel. Whatever it is, before or after, those are the times that has taught us, for some of us, to be biased. But if you understand what spirituality means, it is an inner faith belief. Once you can believe in your inner faith, the faith that you give yourself through guidance from the universe, then that's when you can truly understand what another person's perspective is and what it means to be human. Yes, I understand. Being human is tough. We are all human. But some of us may be a little bit more human than the others, depending on. It's either that or you're non-human. Go read the post that I posted the other day on my Facebook. You'll understand. If you can understand what was written. And I hope you do. All right. This is Master Shaman PaLiChee. This has been a live book read. And I've also given a bit of a spiel because of the things that are happening currently. And I'd love to do this with you guys because it humbles everybody down to where they need to be, because nobody is above the other. If you're human, you have a mouth to feed, a stomach that still needs to be hungry, right? That's still hungry. An inner child in you, because everybody was once a child. An inner child in you that still needs the wounds to be healed. And I get it. The world is tough right now. But you don't need to be a part of this toughness. Go spread peace instead. Warmest blessings, and talk soon.